Maraming salamat sa ating minamahal na Vice Mayor Hani Lacuna Pangan. Palakpakan po natin. Good morning to all the esteemed ladies and gentlemen present in this morning's commemorative program for the 77th anniversary of the Battle of Manila. Your Excellencies, members of the Diplomatic Corps, representative of national agencies, distinguished city councilors, and most especially to our venue host together with the competent officials and staff of this university. First, the city would like to express our sincerest gratitude to the administration of the Pontifical and Royal University of Santo Tomas, Manila, for granting us the permission to hold this historic event inside the premises of this national cultural treasure. This higher education institution doesn't only speaks well of its academic excellence, but also has the distinction of being the oldest existing university in Asia. Since its establishment by Monsignor Miguel de Benavides in April 28, 1611, up to the present, UST never slowed down as it trailblazed its way to be among the top universities in this part of the world. We are deeply honored to hold this event side by side with one of the pillars in the higher education, learning, as we both have this commitment to moral formation as an effective tool towards social transformation. The Thomasian Core values of competence, commitment, and compassion are also part of our administration's dictum, as we embedded them also to the core values of public servants of the city government. 77 years ago, on this fateful day, was the start of the liberation of Manila from the hands of the antagonist, coming from more than 300 years of being a colony. We were really in an envious position of being a jewel in this part of Asia, as the powerful countries then would want to take control of our islands. It was an unforgettable chapter of our past. Although the pictures and scenes that we can remember are that of gloom and devastation, the lessons they bring are very relevant, especially at this moment, at these most challenging times. We were a victim of greed for power that in the present day civilized global community ideally should never exist. As presently stated in our basic law, we renounce war as an instrument of national policy, which highly speaks of how peace-loving of a nation we are. But this does not mean that we have buried the past deeply engraved. No. We may forget the gruesome scenes of the Second World War, but the valor of our heroes will endure in the annals of our history, ever to be immortalized by fellow Filipinos as models of patriotism and love of country. Much like Captain Manuel Colaico, who was instrumental in liberating more than 4,000 freedom fighters inside the buildings of this formidable university, which was considered to be the largest internment camp that was made during the war. Captain Colaiko was a picture of fearlessness as he risked his life being the commanding officer of the Allied Intelligence Bureau Manila unit. As a Filipino who could have a decent and comfortable life, living as professional, but choose to take dangerous path to help those in dire need of independence. The University of Santo Tomas will also be remembered as a living proof of the harsh realities of an armed conflict. The situation at present may be different from that during the war, but the challenges are the same. We are right now in the middle of the global pandemic, and the loss of lives are inevitable as the virus has progressed into variants that has proved to be more fatal since its inception. We are now in the middle of the conflict with a virus that left no one unaffected. But just as the brave soldiers whom we relied upon during the armed battle, we have our courageous frontliners who never turned their back on us when we needed them the most. Our country's medical professionals lived truthfully to their Hippocratic oath as they displayed their selflessness, as many of them even died in the defense against COVID-19. Our city has no exemption, as we also have some of our dear medical frontliners or medical staff who passed away in the middle of this dreadful fight. Our law enforcers, government workers, barangays, and community leaders joined hands in hope that soon this pandemic will be over. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a fight that I believe soon will be over. This is the fight that I believe soon we will rise above in victory, much as the belief of our forefathers during the Second World War that smoke will clear at an appropriate time. It might take several more days, weeks, months, or even years before this situation will normalize. But I assure you, the government, both national and local, are doing its best to rid us of this health crisis. I am also posing this challenge to each and every one of you, and every one of us, the private sector, the communities, corporations big and small, and down to our very own households. Please, let us be supportive of the programs of the government in reference to our fight against the virus spread. The government is doing its best to defeat this, but without the cooperation of our people, this program would mean nothing. No matter how great the desires of the government, coupled with excruciating piles of research and studies to address the problem, it would only be an attempt in futility. Putting into proper perspective global cooperation in these contemporary times with all the representatives of the respective heads of states here with us this morning, Your Excellencies, the city will always be grateful to you for your selfless gestures and generous support to us in drive to survive this pandemic. If we believe in the saying, no man is an island, much is true that Manila could not survive on its own. Your help to the city, pandemic or not, has come a long way and will always be a testament to our close ties as allies towards world peace, progress, and development. As I speak, the city will always be grateful to all of you, no exemption, as this living proof to the existence of the modern allied forces, uniting in the fight against global pandemic, in unison to the universal aim of a healthy citizenry as tool towards global progress and development. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow Batang Maynila, my beloved countrymen, the Battle of Manila, no matter what will happen in the future, will remain etched in world history. But what is more lasting is the fact that this atrocious event served as a lesson, whichever side we are in, and that is love of one's country is nothing if you don't have the genuine care and compassion for your brothers and sisters. For us to love our motherland is for us to love a country, our fellow countrymen as well. Soon, the light at the end of the tunnel that we are all yearning for will slowly become visible. And with the help of Almighty God, we will succeed. And yes, we will succeed. Magandang umaga. Pagpalain nawa kayo ng pong may kapal. Manila, God first.